So I'm going to title this video how to get a spot-free rinse without drying. This tank that I have right here is a deionization tank. It takes all TDS or total dissolved solids out of the water. So I've just got regular water in my tank. I run it, now I've made a video about the water softener that I have. I run it through my water softener first, which removes all the hard minerals out of the water. Then I run it through my deionization tank. The reason I do that is because the water softener, if you run it through the water softener first, it'll make this DI resin last longer. You don't have to do that. You can buy just the deionization tank by itself and just run your water through it and then to your pressure washer or whatever. But like I said, I do that because it makes this resin last longer. And the resin that's in the deionization tank, you can't recharge it like you can with the water softener. The water softener, you can recharge it using salt and agitation and time. You put the salt in there and shake it around, and the point is that you don't have to replace all the resin in here every single time. You can recharge it using salt, which is pretty cheap if you buy it by the bag of the big granules, that are specifically for water softeners. But the deionization tank, you have to dump all this resin out and replace all the resin every time. And it's not exactly cheap. It just depends on how much you're using it. And then, like I said, if you had a water softener before it's going to make it last longer. But I know a lot of people aren't going to do that. This deionization tank, and this is, a smaller one, still supposed to do around 300 gallons. Now that's with the average TDS of around 115 to 130, I believe. So that's another thing. Now I think this one comes with a TDS meter. I got it off of Amazon, and you want to test your water because if your water's 230, then this isn't going to last as long because it's got to do more work. It's got to remove more dissolved solids. So, but the water softener, does a little bit of that work for it, and that's why I've got it. I also run the water softener like when I'm starting and I'm using the foam cannon. I don't run it through the water softener and the DI tank. I only run it through the water softener for my foam cannon. It makes the foam a lot more, it helps the suds, and it dwells longer, sticks better, it dwells longer, all the good stuff that you want. But the DI tank I only hook up when I'm doing the final rinse. As a matter of fact, I'll put the soap on, I'll wash the vehicle, and then when I come to rinse the soap off, I'll actually use just my plain water because I want to use as little of this DI water as possible. And since it takes a little bit of time to get all that soap off properly out of all the cracks and crevices, I use regular water, and then real quick I just hook the DI tank up. I've got quick connects, hook this DI tank up, and then I just do a final rinse, basically just to rinse the regular water off so I get no spots. So I can I just spray it on there, rinse the regular water off, and then I don't have to touch it. And that's how it works with the deionization tank if it's working correctly. And like I said, you get you a TDS meter, run the water through it, and it should read 0. You can let it get up to around 5, maybe even 10 before you change it. You probably won't notice water spots, but like I said, it's supposed to be 0. It's supposed to do its job. So, I don't know if some people just think it's a myth or what, but these things really do work. Granted, you use them right and you keep the resin changed. Like I said, they will run out. They're not going to work forever. You can't recharge them with salt. It's a completely different process. They have to use like extremely strong acids or something to recharge them, so most people just throw the resin away and buy new. I can't remember right off the top of my head place. I know there's one on Amazon that doesn't have a bad price for buying resin in bulk. And obviously, you know, like anything else, the more you buy, the cheaper you're going to get it per pound or per ounce, whatever. So, but I think this stuff does have a life. Now, if you leave it sealed, if it's still in a sealed bag, you know, I think it'll last a decent amount of time. But if you're not using, you know, if you're not doing this professionally and going through a lot of it, I would only buy what you need to replace it that one time. I wouldn't buy, you know, a bunch of it and have it sit there and possibly go bad, especially if the bag is open. That stuff, when air hits it, it pretty much, you know, it goes bad really quick. So I'm going to show this thing in action, and that'll be the next part of the video. I'll show you all the type of foam that you can get with the DI tank. Should have showed what it would look like with the regular water first. I do have another video on that, but just trust me, my water is about 130 TPS, and the foam is kind of runny. Now I've got 2 ounces of Chemical Guys Floss Works in about 700 milliliters of water, so 3/4 of the way full on it, only 2 ounces, and this is what you can get. Ryan will come in, he'll get close up on it. As you can see, it's like shaving cream. And it dwells, you know, that's the thing is apart from it, you know, being aesthetically pleasing and, you know, people thinking that it looks cool, I do as well. But the real reason that I like this is because it does dwell longer. The foam with my regular water, which isn't super hard, is still, it's runny, and it just runs off the vehicle too fast. So I like this because it sticks a little longer, gives me some more working time. Guys, so that's pretty much what I wanted to show you as far as what you can get foam wise. The water softener will do the same thing, but the DI tank, like I said, if you only want to get the DI tank and not the water softener, I perfectly understand it, and it will still give you awesome results with the foam cannon. It just amplifies it, and it would amplify it even more if you had softer water, or harder water, excuse me. It does more work. But other than that, I'll come back and I'll show y'all when I do the final rinse, and I'll show you that there'll be no water spots. All right, guys. So as you can see, I just got through rinsing the truck off. You can tell a difference on the foam with you can tell a difference with the foam cannon that you're using soft water or deionized water. A big difference with the foam, in my opinion, or in my case. But when you're just rinsing with DI water, there's really no difference. So I didn't really think, you know, I can show you, but there's nothing really special about it. You can't really tell. The difference is when it dries. When you don't touch it and it dries and it's completely spot free, it's pretty cool. And you know, I know they have the CR Spotless machine. This tank that I've got here does the same amount as the biggest CR Spotless, the one that has the 2 big blue canisters. I think it's like $450. This is like half that, and it'll do the same amount of maybe even a little more than their biggest CR Spotless. So if anybody's interested in it, you know, I know I don't put links in the description or anything like that, but
kill that bastard.
But anyways, sorry, I got to walk. I didn't want Ryan to take off running with the camera.
I would have.
But yeah, if anybody's interested in it, then you know, leave something down in the comments, and I'll try to get you the information of where I got it. It was on Amazon, but I'll try to get you the information so you can get one if you're interested. I get nothing. That's why I don't put any links on Amazon. I'm not an affiliate. I have no interest in pushing products of any sort on you guys. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to do a video about the deionization tank. There's probably something I left out, but like I said, leave it down in the comments if y'all have a question. If you want me to do another video on it, showing something else, or doing a video on anything. Like I said, I definitely encourage y'all to leave it down in the comments if you have any questions, or if you want to see a video on something in particular that I haven't done a video on. And I know there's a lot of stuff I haven't covered yet. So other than that, guys, y'all be good or be good at it.